At what point does space begin? Ironically, more than 50 years after astronauts began exploring space, there is no single international legal definition of the sphere where they ventured into. NASA traditionally gives everyone who has reached an altitude of 80 kilometers an astronaut wing patch. In the 60s, this honor was given to the 8 pilots of hypersonic aircraft X-15, as well as astronauts involved in the program Mercury, Gemini and Apollo. Such a patch was also received and the pilot Joe Walker, who in 1963 twice exceeded the altitude of 100 kilometers. Most experts agree that missions at that altitude mean spaceflight, but it has not been legally formalized in any way yet. Lawyers in Australia were the first to officially decide in 2002 that space begins at an altitude of 100 km. Doesn't space begin where weightlessness appears? That's actually not a very good criterion. Weightlessness can appear for a short time clearly long before entering space, for example, in parabolic flights of airplanes in the atmosphere. In such a case, the aircraft rises sharply upward and then, having made a slide, descends downward. At the bottom of this slide there are overloads, and on the slide itself there are 22 seconds of weightlessness. Usually there are 10 slides per flight to give the passengers in the cabin without seats a nice weightless flight. Branson's rocket plane did something similar, only much higher, and vice versa. Already in space, the station can be twisted and there will be weight inside it, directed from the center outwards, then people will walk on the ceiling. Meanwhile, in 2018, the International Aeronautical Federation announced that, given new data on suborbital flights and new calculations, it is ready to consider, together with the International Astronautical Federation, reducing the Kármán line to 80 kilometers. True, no decision has been made yet, but Branson's successful flight and the development of space tourism in general may well give an impetus to this. Translated with www.deepl.com translator, free version.